Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Magoo, can you state?
Daniel Magoo.
Thank you.
Your Honor, the defense is ready to proceed to examination in each matter. I'd ask for a sequestration order.
I anticipate one witness in each case,
All right.
so it should be over.
All right. Witnesses are ordered sequestered for what that matter.
Actually, Your Honor,
You may have, yes.
I have an issue. I have been requesting, the last time I was here, requested that the prosecution provide explanation for the undue delay.
Your Honor, my advice to Mr. Magoo was that I'd be handling the examination today. So just for purposes of the record, I'm advising you not to make any statements on the record of this.
Well, I do actually also want to provide notice that this case is being removed under 28 USC 1455 to the Eastern District of Michigan under case number 25-12440, and due to due process violations that I've been facing.
I don't know what you're talking about. The case has been removed.
I'm sorry, I'm providing notice of removal.
Welcome back to the courtroom, everyone. Today, we're diving into the chaotic legal saga of the one and only a man who paints, and apparently paints himself into legal corners. This is no ordinary hearing. It's a * preliminary exam, which means the judge is about to decide whether there's enough evidence to send Dan's case to the big leagues, circuit court, under the watchful eye of judge. This is Dan's last real chance to have his felony charges dismissed before trial. But of course, in true sovereign citizen fashion, he's about to derail this entire proceeding with something that sounds impressive, but means absolutely nothing.
I let him know.
Your Honor, and my advice was I'm not going to be joining in any collateral motions or actions, and that I would address the case.
Are you aware of any motion that seeks to take this case to federal court? I'm not sure how that would even happen.
Right, Your Honor. And Mr. Magoo told me that he has been seeking that action, but I informed him that I am not a member of the federal bar and I would not be joining him in any of those actions.
Just providing notice.
Okay, I don't know what the notice does, but I'm not, if I don't have something in writing indicating some procedural aspect to it or anything along those lines, the court's not.
Can I give this to you now?
I would advise against.
I don't even know what is.
Notice of removal pursuant to 28 USC 1455 criminal.
What does that statute read?
The criminal proceedings removed to federal court under federal questions involved in this case.
I'm not gonna bite as to what federal questions, because I don't think there are any federal questions.
Fourth Amendment violation.
Which adequately a state court could handle if that were an issue. So I don't think there's any need for the court to even deal with that. I don't know that anything's been filed with the federal court regarding that or anything else.
Filed under case number 25-12440. Eastern District of Michigan.
Are we ready to proceed?
Defense is ready to proceed, Your Honor.
People ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Which case would you?
We were talking over each other. I apologize. If it pleases the court, could we start with the OWI matter?
That being 0523.
I believe that's correct.
That's fine. Start with that one.
Thank you. A couple of housekeeping matters. The court is in receipt of the amended complaint, which is just typing it correctly as a felony form. Is that correct?
I do have an amended information. I do.
Excellent. And Your Honor, I do believe defense is stipulated.
And here it is, the Law 6 sovereign citizen power move. I'm removing this case to federal court. It sounds dramatic, like he's flipping the Uno reverse card on the entire justice system. But here's the catch. Asterisk, you can't just declare your case moved to federal court asterisk because you're unhappy with the outcome. There's a legal process for that, and Dan skipped about 12 steps. Judge Simpson's reaction says it all. pure confusion mixed with exhaustion. This judge has seen enough of these pseudo-legal theatrics to know what's coming next, a paperwork disaster and zero federal interest. Folks, if confidence alone won cases,
Saying that the defendant has 3 prior OWI convictions?
So stipulated, Your Honor.
So there's a step to the priors.
There it is, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else?
I do think defense is going to stipulate to people's exhibits 1 through 10, which are photos, but maybe not.
Your Honor, I did have an opportunity to review those and we would so stipulate.
And then people's exhibit 11 is a laboratory report. I'm not sure if there'll be a stipulation to that as well.
We would so stipulate.
I'm sorry?
So stipulated, Your Honor.
Okay, so exhibits 1 through 11 are stipulated to.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Therefore admitted.
Thank you. I do expect that the officer in charge of the other matter will probably be informed at some point of sequestration orders. Otherwise, in
this moment right here is asterisk peak courtroom reality check. The judge is calmly explaining that notice isn't magic. In sovereign citizen world, giving notice is their way of saying, I win by default. In the real world, it's the judicial equivalent of shouting into the void that what's more, Dan's lawyer looks like he'd rather be anywhere else. Notice how he immediately distances himself from Dan's filings? That's not just smart lawyering, it's survival. No attorney wants their name attached to a notice of removal to federal land of the living document. Trust me, this judge is 2 eye rolls away from contempt charges if Dan keeps it up.
Were you working for the Milan City Police Department on or about March the 27th, 2024?
I was
Do you recall what shift you were working that day?
in my shift 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
And were you ever at the location of Dexter Street and Arcona Road?
I was
About what time were you at that location?
about 1:35 or when I was dispatched there.
Why were you dispatched there?
The 911 caller had said that there was a single car crash into a gas station in that area.
Did the 911 caller, did you have any other information in your dispatch when you were headed that way? Yeah, it's not being offered to prove the truth of the matter asserted. It's being offered to prove why he was headed to that location and other additional information that may have hastened his speed going that way.
All right. I will overrule the objection regarding hearsay. I'll accept it for what it's offered for other than the truth of the matter.
Thank you. Did you have any other information from the dispatch?
I do believe that the caller said that there was a single subject walking around outside of the car and possibly injured.
When you arrived, what did you observe?
A car that was, I saw a SUV that appeared to have been crashed into a sign outside the gas station here. Dexter, and there was a single male subject standing around the passenger side of the vehicle.
What did you notice about the vehicle first?
It was definitely crashed there and not parked. There was some extensive front end damage.
Officer Corey, you took some photographs that evening.
Yes,
Did you take a photograph of the vehicle as you found it?
I did.
Actually, more than one, would that be fair to say? And when you saw the vehicle, how did you determine that it had been crashed as opposed to just parked there?
Due to the amount of front end damage that it had, and it was still in contact with the signage there.
Did you make any observations about any other parts of the vehicle?
It was the windshield was smashed in a particular fashion.
And
It
go ahead.
appeared that it was impacted from the inside rather than the outside.
How could you tell that it was impacted from the inside rather than the outside?
It was falling outward instead of inward, and there was no like gouging from the outside of the windshield.
And when you were looking at the windshield, would you describe the cracking in any particular way?
In a circular fashion. It's brought off the driver's seat.
Did you look inside of the vehicle?
Yes.
Where did you observe about the inside of the vehicle?
There was quite a bit of personal property inside of the vehicle, and the passenger and all of the front and rear passenger seats, indicating that there was probably only one occupant at the time of the crash.
Did you look at the windshield?
Yes.
What did you observe about the windshield?
What stood out about the windshield was there was a clump of human hair attached to the cracks in the impact area on the inside of the windshield.
How would you characterize the color of the hair that you saw?
Light brown, maybe dark blonde.
Did you make contact with any people at that location?
Yes, there was a male subject standing near the passenger side of the vehicle when I arrived.
Do you see that person in the courtroom today? Can you tell me where that person is sitting and what they are wearing?
Seated at the defense table wearing the green jumpsuit.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that witnesses identify the defendant?
No objection, Your Honor.
Record show, so
Okay, let's pause on this key moment. Dan's attorney just dropped a subtle truth bomb. When he says, "I'm not a member of the federal bar," he's politely saying, whatever fantasy court you're trying to summon, I'm not following you there in sovereign citizen hearings. This is the turning point. The defendant believes they've ascended to federal jurisdiction, while the attorney is desperately trying to keep things anchored in reality. It's like watching someone try to steer a train that's already jumped the tracks. And the judge? He's staying professional, but you can tell.
Did you notice anything about his clothing?
It was disheveled. There was blood on it. Front zipper was down. The zipper was down on his pants.
Did you look at the color of his hair?
Yes.
Based on your observations, did that appear consistent with the color of the hair in the glass inside the car? What happened next?
He maintained that he was not driving the vehicle. He could smell the odor of intoxicants coming from him. We called for medical assistance just based on his injuries. And so while they were on the way, asked if he would take a preliminary breath test, which he agreed to.
Without getting into the results of the preliminary breath test, did you make a determination about what had happened that evening?
It appeared on his face that he was driving the vehicle and it got into a crash. And he may have been intoxicated while he was doing it.
Did you place him under arrest for OWI?
Not at that time.
When did you place him under arrest for OWI?
After the ambulance came, it was determined he was going to go to the hospital while he was receiving medical treatment, and I read him his chemical test rights. I advised him at that point that he was under arrest.
Did he agree to take a test?
No.
What happened?
He refused to take a test. Poor judgment on my part. I did not have him restrained in the hospital bed while I left I believe that his injuries were significant enough that he was not going anywhere. I went out to my car to start preparing a search warrant for his blood, at which point a nurse came out and told me that he had fled the hospital.
Did you find him?
With some assistance from Washington County Sheriff's Office, yes, I did.
Where did you find him?
An apartment complex just south of the hospital.
Were you able to take him back to the hospital?
Yes.
And did you complete your search warrant?
Yes.
Was it executed?
And just like that, order is restored, at least temporarily. Judge Simpson politely moves them along, pretending that whole federal removal tangent didn't just happen. That's the mark of an experienced judge. Control the courtroom, ignore the nonsense, and get back to the facts. Now, we're diving into the OWI. That's operating while intoxicated case. This isn't just another DUI. Dan's already got multiple prior convictions. That means the stakes are high, and the state doesn't need much to prove probable cause. Spoiler alert.
Just a note for the court, Sergeant Crusadis helped me prepare the search warrant while I was dealing with Mr. McCune's hospital. However, I did review, since I was going to the warrant, I did review it to make sure it was accurate based on my observations at the time of the incident.
Did he make I'm sorry, go ahead. No, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, sir. While you were waiting to do the blood draw, did he make any statements to you?
He looked at my uniform and appeared to be confused as to why he questioned me as to why Milan, the city of Milan, was doing all of this. And
what did you say to him?
Asked him where he thought he was, and I said he was in Spain. Thought he was in Spain.
Did you ask him to perform standardized field sobriety tests?
I did not.
Why not?
Mainly due to his injuries, and even though he did, comply with the request for a PVT, he was generally uncooperative with most things that we were trying to get him to do, and asking questions about what had happened. Based on the extent of his injuries, we were more concerned about getting the medical attention at that point.
In your training and experience with administering standardized field sobriety tests with people who've been in traffic crashes that have injuries, is there any guidance that you've received from NHTSA on that?
It can be, especially with
Here's something rare. Dan's defense actually asterisked to multiple pieces of evidence, including photos and lab results translations admitting those facts are accurate. Usually, that's done to streamline the hearing, but in Dan's case, it also shows that his lawyer is trying to play ball while Dan's still somewhere between federal fantasyland and reality. And that 3 prior OWI convictions? That's not a good look. With that kind of record, the prosecution doesn't have to do much convincing. They just need to prove Dan was behind the wheel, and the body cam evidence we're about to see will make that crystal clear. Enter Officer Paul Corey, the man who probably thought he was responding to a simple fender bender, not the opening act of a legal circus. His testimony is going to be crucial here. The 911 call he's referencing. That's the legal foundation for why he was even there. Notice the prosecutor's precision. She's careful action. Asterisk, asterisk, that's textbook courtroom strategy. Meanwhile, Dan's sitting there stone-faced, likely prepared